Namaskar everyone, and it's a beautiful weather here in Bangalore. Clear sky, cool breeze. It rained a little bit last evening, 15 degrees. Can't ask for more, So it's awesome. So folks, let me share a story of CEO Lounge, and it has a lot of correlation on what we are discussing today. So I thought let me share my part of the story. In January 2020, cookies were crumbling and brand activations were thriving. And we had announced two large programs with anchor sponsors committed. And a few weeks later, the ground began to shift under our feet. By March, I was advised to cancel all the programs, preserve the cash, not to spend anything anywhere. By mid-March, COVID-19 was declared a pandemic. And it became clear that live events would be eliminated for the foreseeable future. And I knew that, our cash reserves would not survive this timelines, So where were all our clients going? Online? Probably yes. So we had a small but a real window to assess the strengths and the weaknesses of what we had built and decide if we could migrate its capabilities from the physical world to the virtual world. Psychologically, this was not an easy shift for our team, and it was radically changing our vision for our company and the products that we have built in. But did we had an option? For the time being, I would say no. So we moved from physical to digital, and to digital. But what next? It does bring some kind of a creativity into what we do and how we do it, but we still have to measure the success of our physical programs that have been put together on a virtual space. And I've also been chatting a lot with a lot of marketers on what they are doing, and mostly they are busy building database. They are busy engaging the customers and keeping them interested, as well as gather data that will help them personalize the marketing efforts at a later stage. Data also shows that there's been a 60% increase in the media consumption. So how can marketers plan activities that are meaningful and true to their brand in this unprecedented situation? How are marketers managing shifting priorities? How are they strategizing the change in the marketing budgets? Where are they expect to increase the investment? To discuss all this and more, we have an outstanding panel of marketers today, and all speakers are my friends, industry icons, and they do not need any formal introduction. But I've been given a very strict guideline by my editor, Hari, and so allow me to do so. So we have Ajay Kakkar, Chief Marketing Officer, Aditya Birla Capital; Karan Kumar, Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer, DLF; Neeraj Kumar, Managing Director, Beam Centauri; Rana Barua, Group CEO, Havas; Sanjoy Mukherjee, Group CEO, Dr. Batra's Positive Health Clinic. We're missing a women marketer on the panel today. But, I can only say that they are the most sought after speakers and, getting their time is becoming more and more difficult. So we have to do with the all men panel for a little change, And to moderate this conversation, we have marketing icon, former Asia Pacific marketing head for HP and an angel investor, Lloyd Mathias, What is also interesting in today's panel is that all the speakers know each other very well from the past. So do not be surprised if you hear some cheeky tales during the conversation. So friends, let's get set for a discussion on marketing in the age of uncertainty, or let me call this as reunion of the ACE brand builders. So Lloyd, screen is all yours.
Thanks, Deepak. Thanks for that warm round of introductions. It's nice to have this little group across cities. So you're based in Bangalore, and there's Neeraj, Karan, and I out of Delhi or NCR, and Ajay, Sanjoy, and and Rana out of Mumbai. And now that you mentioned the weather, I think Delhi is having an unusually pleasant morning despite the earthquake last night. It rained a bit, so things have been pretty good. But quickly to zero in on our discussion ahead, and this is going to be a nice, enjoyable chat, considering that all of us, have some parts of the common past. I think the first thing I just want to tee off was, frankly, 3 months ago, if someone had mentioned that, we'd all be at home for about 65 days, working out of home, I think we'd all be startled, right? Even as, as early as mid to late Feb, I think no one recognized what was up ahead. And now as we see it, things have changed dramatically in the last 2 months. A lot of us have discovered, new talents and new things that we never knew about ourselves and about our colleagues and about our organization. So it has been a truly testing period. In a manner of speaking, it's also a disruption that none of us have ever encountered. We've all lived through the financial crisis and terrorism and some serious issues. I think in terms of scale, in terms of how prolonged this is, in terms of the fact that it's impacting everyone, it's in that sense truly democratic, right? So Sophie Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada's wife, Prince Charles, Boris Johnson, it can get to anyone. So at one level, it's democratic. At the other level, I think it's also something that, cause for great human concern, because, while a bunch of us would, indulge and say, what can we binge watch tonight? There's a whole part of humanity that's, wondering what about their next meal, their next job. I think that also is a big concern. You've got a great panel. I think the good part is we've got various industries. We've got Rana from advertising. We've got Karan representing the real estate sector. There's Ajay from financial services. There's Sanjoy, healthcare and lifestyle. And there's Neeraj, of course, with Alcobev. So I think nice set of industry perspectives across the next hour or so. And of course, the audience questions we keep.